Disclaimer. Some of our content varies per video and may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, in some content, we are critical of the video games, books, music, videos, and other creators on the platform. While we are a group-owned channel, our opinions expressed are solely on our own and may not always reflect the opinions of those associated with this channel. We at Novakast do not condone any and all harassment, IG, cyberbullying, doxing, swatting towards any of the people that we may be critical towards. How's it going, everybody? Rob here, back with another video. And, well, we're doing another reaction, or commentary, more so. We're going to be looking at, I guess, can I just say, this is, the fact that we have to, that this is brought up again is insane. And I think I said it before, that anybody who thought that it was appropriate, funny, I don't even care your, at this point, I don't even care your reasoning. If you thought that it was okay to basically, in a sense, dox a family and basically just calling child protective services for no reason, only to try to shut up the people that you don't like, I'm sorry, you're fucking deranged. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. You're deranged. Apparently, somebody called, or I guess CPS came to, Ethan Klein's H3H3's house again. So this, I guess this is them detailing that. We got another video that I want to look at, but for now, this is what we're going to look at.
Oh, I forgot to say, on yesterday was the big CPS meeting.
They're investigating you, homie.
The Child Protective Services guy came back. And
were your children taken away?
Yeah,
rightfully so.
My kids are still at the house.
Oh.
I'm happy that I was able to stay there, to be there for it. My sister was very sweet. She came over too to give Ela support. But I ended up being there, so it was a pretty full.
Again, I don't even think it's appropriate that he should be, him and his wife should be having to go through this. Like, I shouldn't. I don't think that this is appropriate. And again, it's just irritating that people thought that this was, whether it was funny or, you know, it was deranged. It's no different, again, as we mentioned last video, it's no different than doxing. It really isn't.
Full house when he came, but he asked some questions like, I don't want to say, he's a very nice guy, and he gets it. But he was asked some questions like, his first question, or first thing he said to them was like, "I'm here to make sure you're safe," and we were like, "Oh,
okay."
Restart. And his next question was, "Do the dogs go to the bathroom in the house a lot?" And which is like, by the way, it's such a leading question. You can't, like, if you're interrogating someone, you can't ask leading questions like that. You have to say like, "Is the house clean? Does the house ever get dirty? Do you ever feel that house is dirty?" You don't go straight to, "Is there dog doo-doo on the floor?" That's a leading question. That's how you end up with to the killer, to make a murderer, not the main guy who probably did kill them, but his cousin, who's his slow cousin. Anyone with me?
With the story,
I know what you're talking about.
It was like he was trying to establish purpose for taking the kids.
The how to make a murderer documentary.
Yeah, his cousin got coerced into a false confession.
I can't believe that. That's crazy. Leading questions is like awful.
Yeah,
why not
especially
ask
to
like
kids.
where does the dogs go potty?
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that. Was Theodore like, what the fuck?
The thing is though, like, it could be that because he was not there for a long time. He asked them real questions and he was like, "That's it." I think it's also possible he was just trying to like cut to the chase because he knew that it was.
Yeah.
He understood the situation. He just wanted to get in, get out, and not disturb us.
I would have to guess that would probably be the what was the situation too.
I'm not. Again, I don't want to say anything bad about the guy because he's a very nice guy and he's been very understanding. But it was basically like, what did you eat for dinner last night?
Basically asking like
what
typical questions.
When
Besides that one.
he asked Teddy, who was homesick because he had an ear infection, what did you do today? And he goes, I've been spilling lots of stuff. Shit all day. He spilled like a whole can of Coke, and then he spilled like a whole milkshake, and this whole. And I was like, dude, please stop spilling stuff. And he goes, I've been spilling stuff today, and he's like, really? So what happens when you spill stuff? And he goes, Daddy has to clean it. And then he goes like, does Daddy get mad at you? And Teddy goes, of course. He goes, no. My daddy's perfect, and I love him. He didn't say that, but I
There you go.
I sensed it. He was interrogating Bruce, but he's too sweet.
Yeah, Bruce is sweet.
I mean, he's only 3. But he goes like, what did you have for dinner last night? Bruce goes, I don't know.
He's playing
Yeah,
coy.
he's just small smile.
It's like cute kid stuff. It really is. It's just like cute kids being kids. I mean, with that, I'm assuming they're like just assuming they're young. I mean, not assuming it's. I mean, you mentioned that one of them's 3. I mean, fuck. I mean, they're gonna give like answers that a kid would give. And by the sounds of it, I mean, it's like they're from a loving family, so it's like, shit. And they're gonna get. I mean, all in all, this CPS is just gonna get the answers that hey, I mean, they're a loving family.
Oh,
Jeez,
silly,
he's not
yeah.
saying anything.
Yeah, Bruce ain't no snitch. He knows.
Good lord.
But yeah, it was basic stuff like that. And
Sure.
he was in, he was out, and it was fine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That
He's
was
just doing his
quick,
job. But it's just a shame because he does important work, and it's just such a waste of fucking time to drive
Sure.
out to our house.
As I said it last time, that it makes like things like this really kind of take away from people like that actually like deserve to be called for child protective services. Shit like this, just like how it's like with swatting, shit like this, like these fake calls of people, whether you love or I'm gonna say this right now, whether you love or hate Ethan Klein, this was such a waste of fucking resources. And honestly, as I said before, and I'll say it again, personally, whoever called Child Protective Services needs to be found out and needs to be honestly fucking charged. There needs to be some legal action against them, because that is, I would say, I could only guess that would be illegal and overall a waste of government resources to do this. So, anywho.
Yeah.
Spend a whole afternoon. I don't know where he came from, but driving, it takes a long time to drive anywhere in LA.
Yeah.
And we're kind of on like the outskirts of the main part of the city, so
Yeah.
it's got to be at least like a 30-minute drive, 45-minute drive.
Oh yeah. Did the kids have any questions about who he was or something?
No. Well, at first I had this whole plan. I was like, oh, we have a friend coming today, and
Yeah.
he talks to special kids to ask them questions and see what they say, just because you guys are so special. He wants to understand.
It sounds like Charles Xavier or something. Yeah, kind of.
They're gonna put you in a wheelchair. Strap you to a
They're gonna send you
helmet.
to the X-Men school. Yeah.
I think, and so I had this plan that was gonna be great, and then the dude just sat down and was like, I'm here to make sure you're safe. And I was like, bro, I had a whole story.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, I mean, in that situation, it's like, dude, like, do you really need to tell me that you're making sure we're safe? I mean, from what it sounds like, again, what it sounds like, I mean, Ethan Klein, his wife, his kids seem like to be a good, happy family. It's just that, the fact that, right now, Ethan is dealing with the backlash of freaking denouncing, I want to say for the most part, denouncing individuals like Hassan. I know, like, oh, you're putting word, like, no, like, dude, it's like, ever since that, it does seem like there's been a major backlash, major, like, strike, or, I would say, just overall like negative push against Ethan. So, I mean, there were some other things that he did, but overall, I think that's like the major one where he basically denounced Hassan. But overall, regardless of that, Child Protective Services should not be called on a family that doesn't actually need it or deserves it, whatever.
Anyway, it was fine. It was fine. So
That's good.
unfortunately, I know there's people online who are sad, especially that one lady not taken away from me. Despite it clearly being better for them to be.
Oh, I hope his kids get taken away from him. Oh, I hope so.
So cool.
Can I just say, like, because I need to rewatch some of the videos of like the people, like, some of those people were really fucking weird. Like, honestly. In fact, like, looking at some of the video, you know, I hate to say it, but they need help. Like, if they really think that this was something that was justified for Child Protective Services, they need help. Because clearly there is something terribly wrong going on in their life.
They would be so much better off.
Good lord.
That's a good one.
She's my fave.
Okay, so that was that video. And yeah, like I said, no, like what Ethan and his wife and his kids had to go through with Child Protective Services it wasn't deserved. It really wasn't. From what it sounds like and how he talks about his family, his kids. I mean, it seems like that, things are going well with him and his family. It's just at this point with all this drama, people have tribalistically and a cult-like, I want to say in a both sense, a cult-like made attempts to try to attack Ethan Klein. And again, whether you love him or hate him, calling Child Protective Services was not the way to go about it. It really wasn't. Alright, we got one more video. And apparently, so one of the things, so I guess one, because I think it was like on Reddit, there's a Reddit called Snark, or H3 Snark. And that was apparently the Reddit that, or members of that Reddit. One of them were the individuals that, I guess, called Child Protective Services. And I guess, during stream, they exposed one of the members. And I guess that individual, is a cast member from Good Mythical Morning. Which, I'm going to say this. I want to react to some Good Mythical Morning stuff, because some of it is honestly very, very, very freaking wholesome. Very silly. Very silly half the time. But I want to say kind of wholesome. For the most part. Anyway, so this is, I guess, their response to finding out that the cast member was part of the H3 Snark Reddit.
This guy came up on my radar when he had Hassan on his show, and he was just like, "Yeah, everybody knows Ethan Klein is like thinks the Jews are more entitled to the land, and he's like a Jewish supremacist." And I was like, "Bro, what the?"
Never said that.
Of course not. And then I found out that this guy works for Good Mythical Morning,
No.
the most
Good lord.
family-friendly show on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I like Rhett and Link. They should know that they're working with this brand risk guy who had bad empanada.
Yeah.
And laughed with bad empanada about how the Holocaust was nothing special.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how they would react to that. Like, honestly. Especially when, for a good long while, their brand has been very, very wholesome.
Here is some of my takes on him, and I'll show you some of the clips.
Oh, good lord.
know that Matt Lieb conducted an interview with Bad Empanada? I mean, that alone should be career-ending. At least in terms of, like, working with Rhett and Link. Like, you don't get to talk to somebody like Bad Empanada and then continue on to have, like, a mainstream job. I'm sorry. It's like, he's that fucking insane. And everybody knows it. That's the thing. Everybody knew it. Before October 7th, everybody knew it. Hassan used to rant about how he's never going to have Bad Empanada on his show because he's fucking insane. Because he has a ton of Reddit accounts and he harasses and doxes people and he's out of his mind. Then all of a sudden, everybody's bringing Bad Empanada on the show. Isn't that fucking interesting? So there's that one. Here it is from, I think this was just from 2 days ago. Here's Matty Boy sitting tableside with these two friends. These guys are so family dang friendly, man. Just look at them.
Yeah, they are.
Look how wholesome, and they're just handsome, and they're tall. And
I'm a little bit jealous of their setup, honestly. I always like looking at their setup or Rhett and Link's setup. It's almost like I want to say it's almost like that really nice cabin getaway that you would see in the middle of the woods. Not like, not like Evil Dead or like I'm forgetting the other movie. But no, like one that's actually well furbished, that looks nice, and it's just like you're secluded in the wilderness and everything is just really good. That's always what I thought. Where it's like it's wholesome. It's like it's nice, it's in the wilderness, and it's wholesome. Kind of reminds me of this, like, the one TikToker I would watch occasionally, where he has, like, no joke, he has, like, one of those mobile homes. He has, like, two dogs, and periodically he'll, like, cook, like, this really wholesome, like, meal, like, quick meal. I don't even think quick. It's just, overall, it's just something, like, very simple meals. Also, like, he'll start, like, the video, like, hello, buddy. Just like as if like, dude, you're his friend. You're part of his family. Again, like really wholesome. And the guy just like, we're gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich and some tomato soup. It like I said, it's very wholesome.
they've never had a controversial fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here's Matt Lieb stinking up the place, being like, "Oh, they're not actually, Red Link. The Holocaust was nothing special." Let's hear from Bad Empanada, the violent, psychotic, fucking anti-Semite who fantasizes about killing Ethan and Ela in a video game on
What
camera
the
that he was
fuck?
Suspended for 7 days for. Matt Lieb interviewed him after that.
Wait, that actually happened? I mean, honestly, with doing something like that, I mean, honestly, the dude should have been banned more. I mean, honestly.
Happy, by the way. Let's continue on, shall we? Matt Lieb is also a contributor to H3 Snark. This is like a grown-ass man who's like a respected member of this community, works for Goodness Good Morning, and he's browsing H3 Snark. Can we believe?
Well, not just browsing, but participating.
Oh yeah, participating.
Yeah.
And in the old one and the new one.
Good lord.
I love you. This was a post of someone saying like, I'm unsubbing from the H3 podcast and I'm subbing to Matt Lieb. What was that from? When the first time we spoke about Matt Lieb, that he responded to me. Anyway, that was from the old one, and then he's back in the new one. This was a recent screenshot, so this happened a day or two ago. He's commenting in here. So.
I think he interviewed Frogan, and we talked about.
Oh, Frogan! It was with Frogan.
Maybe.
And
No.
He was accusing me of obsessing over like Arab.
The tier list, I think. It
He was
after
defending the tier list.
Yeah.
And Matt Lieb is one of these guys who like, he's Jewish.
That's really weird. Yeah. Why would you defend that?
And he loves that because he allows himself to be tokenized to the max.
Yeah.
Like it's such a privileged POV to be like, I'm an American Jew, and I don't have and I've never known or had a need for anybody that's ever had to like been forcibly removed from their homes in the Middle East and had nowhere to go. So I'm gonna sit here and judge Israelis and be like, I'm the token good Jew. He's on the approved list of good Jews that Hassan wants me to talk to. You really gotta
Good lord.
Matt Lieb. I mean, dude, as a Jewish guy, how are you gonna sit across from Bad Empanada or Frogan and be like, no, it's cool. The Sabra tier list is awesome. I'm gonna totally co-sign everything. It wasn't anti-Semitic at all. Matt Empanada hates Jewish people. That's not even like in debate. And for him to like sit
Yeah.
and platform him, and I mean, this is the equivalent of like Ben Shapiro platforming Candace Owens. You know, it's the same type of thing. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, at least frankly, it's more ironic in Ben's case because he apparently cares about Jewish issues and stuff. I don't think Matt Lieb cares about Jewish issues at all.
Also, the interview with Ben Empanada wasn't like really old. It wasn't like from October 2023.
No,
it was from a month ago.
No, just
Yeah.
Just like talking after, if I remember the timeline correctly, after Ben Empanada was banned for 7 days for like trying to portray killing you guys in the video game.
Yep, it was after that.
And Matt Lieb was like, okay, here we go, Ben Empanada.
He's like, cool.
That's that's not good. Not good at all.
Hey, you don't want to kill me, right? I'm one of the good Jews you don't want to kill, right? All right. It's like, bro, he's such a little scumbag, but he just wants to be accepted so badly, and that's fine. You get a decorated seat at the table there, bud. I feel like I'm missing context of. We talked about him before.
You showed the album with the stories, and then Matt Lieb.
So he said in response to this, I'm 100% against anyone calling CPS on YouTubers they don't like 48 hours after being harassed by Ethan Klein. Bitch, it's not harassed.
It's not her. Wait, hold on. I mean, it's not even. So this is that's in response to him calling Matt Lieb out for being a contributor to. Dude, that's not. I don't even think that's. If anything, it's more of like bringing to attention some of your behavior, dude.
Grow up. These people are so pathetic.
He can talk about us, but you cannot respond. I always love that.
Yeah.
On your show and
It's funny when people want to say when people try that tactic. It's like you say and do something stupid on the internet. You're called out for saying something stupid or doing something stupid, and then you immediately call it harassment. That's like almost every situation where you have an individual that does something wrong. It's like, dude, at this point, it's like if you have opinions, if you have this, I just, my brain hurts. Just trying to not trying to, guess there's no way to justify it. There's like really no way to justify, this kind of stupid behavior. Like, you're harassing me. Like, no, dude. He's calling attention to, people who've, in a sense, are not good in terms of their behaviors. So, Matt Lee, whatever your name is, no, you're not being harassed.
I hope you can find this. Said that I'm a Jewish supremacist. And then when I call you a piece of shit, call you out, you go, oh, I'm being harassed. Like, how do these people always go to the same pathetic talking point?
I don't know.
How is it harassment that I made a few Insta stories about you, you pathetic fucking worm?
You choose to participate in a Snark Reddit page with your name on it, and then it's a problem that Ethan points it out.
Yeah.
He interviewed Bad Empanada, bro.
It's disgraceful to participate in a Snark page. It is. And
I think it's
Ethan
disgraceful as
is allowed to point it out.
And also,
and if that's too much for you, maybe get off the internet.
Right.
And maybe don't work for a reputable company like Red and Link. You don't deserve to work there.
I was gonna say you don't have to get off the internet, but you should certainly get off that show. And I think he should be fired, frankly, and I hope he is fired because he's pathetic, and he interviewed basically a terrorist.
And to an extent, I mean, it's a bad look for Rhett and Link to have somebody on that and then have that kind of drama. But I will say I really do understand Ethan's sentiment there, because you have an individual that is, in a sense, not being very great in terms of like their position and committing, it kind of taking part in like really bad communities. Anyway,
He sat across from someone who is, and he literally tweeted out he wants to jerk off to fucking the images of dead children from October 7th. Like,
what the fuck?
Greatest hits? No.
We might need to, because every time things get clipped. I don't know. So maybe it's good to have those moments in there.
All right, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, kind of. It's so horrible. Just
A
kill
lot.
people over and over.
All right, you guys want to know about Bad Empanada? He says he says it's fake, but he's like a maniac. He's a total fucking maniac. And even Hassan says it in the video where he's like, "Oh, I hate Empanada. I'll never bring him on the show." And he's like, he has millions of Twitter accounts. He like obsessively harasses and dogs people. And
he hates him until he started talking about you. And in his own words, Hassan's words, he said, "Bad Empanada turned into good Empanada." It's that shallow for Hassan.
What?
Yeah, well, and Matt Lieb too. And
What an asshole!
Yeah, Hassan's a piece of shit.
I was gonna say it's disgraceful also for a Jewish man to sit across from Bad Empanada.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
So anyway, he said.
can you show Bad Empanada's comments about when he turned on Hassan?
About he said
Those were like
liberal
he like
comments.
really hated on Jewish people there. I don't.
Oh yeah,
recall
that
it.
comment was pretty gross. I mean,
Yeah.
and he also called AV a house slave
Yeah.
for not quitting,
Yeah.
I guess, leaving. Actually, yeah, his comment about Hassan is worth looking at because
Yeah,
it was
it
pretty
was
vile, and he
very
can't
well.
deny it. But anyway, I didn't finish this Matt Lieb quote.
Okay.
I'm 100% against calling CPS on YouTubers they don't like. Okay, so far so good. 48 hours after being harassed by Ethan Klein, we gotta save them kids.
See, like that is just not okay.
Yeah.
Ethan pointing out that you participate in a Snark page under your own name is totally legitimate.
Yeah.
Joking about saving our kids is not legitimate. That is not okay. And if you
Yeah,
want
no,
to
I
like,
totally
authority
agree.
above us, how are you gonna tweet stuff like that? That's just
Yeah.
not okay.
Well, that's why he tokenized himself so he can feel special.
Well, you're not.
No, poor me. Even though, like, I caused myself to be in this position. That's usually how it is with a lot of content creators. Where, especially when they're doing something wrong, and it's put on display by the people that they wronged. Like, oh, poor me, I'm being harassed. I don't deserve this. Even though I did the thing that you guys said I did, like, I don't deserve this kind of hate. Like, no, you fucking do, dude. You fucking do.
Special. You're just a Snarker, just as bad as all of them.
Yeah.
Does Red and Link approve of that message about
I
taking
promise
kids
you
away?
they don't.
I would like to know.
Those two,
I would like to know their comment on this.
from everything that I could always tell, they're really good people. I promise you, if they see this, they're not okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
They have kids too.
And I wish that somebody would send it to them. I don't have contact with them. I mean,
The problem with
I,
tweets like
I
this,
hope they see it.
they think it's like all fun and games and he's being silly. The problem is CPS actually came to our house, and when you guys justify it with
Twice.
jokes like this, it's creating the environment in which it's okay for people to do this, where they feel like this is acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he harassed Matt Lieb. I guess it was kind of justified.
No, it's not okay on any level.
By the way, he quote tweeted this. All I said is Matt Lieb is a contributor to the
Yeah.
H3 Snark subreddit, the old one and the new one. This is the community response for CPS visiting us. He goes, yeah, that's bad, but actually, you know what? They're kind of based incorrect.
We also cannot see it in this screenshot, but this tweet that he tweeted, it has like 500,000 views and 8K likes. He's like basically promoting it even more. Like, okay, yeah, CPS was a good call actually, yeah.
Wait,
That tweet.
Is
in
is
the
it still up?
Yeah, it's still up.
Well, send it here. That's the thing too. When you tokenize yourself, especially on Twitter, you get your voice gets amplified. They bring you to the front of the crowd. Look at this good Jewish guy. See, they agree with
Okay,
us.
Matt Lieb, so Mr. Good Jewish, I'm a great parent, and I doubt that you really think that our kids should be taken away. So are you really going to stand by this statement?
He's kidding.
No, you can't joke about CPS.
Well,
Yeah, no, you can't.
First of all, I don't see what's the joke here, but you can joke about that. This is not funny, and this is crossing all lines.
Well, especially gets.
I think so. Like I said, calling CPS is almost equivalent. Is actually no, it is equivalent to someone swatting, like calling cops, making threats, and having the cops in full gear showing up to shut down, an individual that was called, even though the person is just streaming. So, no, it is exactly like that. And honestly, again, those that called CPS should be criminally charged for what they did.
Considering they actually came to our house.
Yeah.
Anyway, here he is owning me by saying, actually, you know what, base, the CPS should visit their house. We gotta save them. 400,000 views and 8,000 likes. And I'm sure this guy's a nobody, more or less, based on his podcast views, I'm just assuming. I can't imagine that he's getting crazy engagement. Oh, look, here he is.
So many Jews.
Wow. This guy's going to talk to me about Jewish issues after sitting across from Bad Empanada. Yesterday, me and my Jewish homies planted ourselves at Hollywood and Highland to demand a ceasefire from Spider-Man and Batman. Oh, because they're on Hollywood. I also want a ceasefire.
I am so proud to be marching with so many Jews.
Yes, the Jews! The Jews are here! Did we mention that? Give the Jewish guy the mic.
Child of all ages.
Yes! And of course they're Jews there, right? And Jews are allowed to have different perspectives and stuff, but this man is like the embodiment of a fucking Jewish token. Like, holy fuck. You can't come here talk about Jewish issues after you just got done sucking off Bad Empanada. Give me a fucking break, bro.
Yeah.
He loves that applause. It makes him feel so important and good and righteous.
And nationalities who are brave enough to demand an immediate...
Brave enough to demand a ceasefire? Everybody's asking for a ceasefire. That's not brave. What do you mean? You want to be...
I think a lot. I mean, even people that aren't Jewish are demanding or wanting a ceasefire. Because let's be honest here. I mean, it's for the longest time, Israel and Palestine and areas around have been in constant conflict. Where it's like each side killing a ton of people. Like I said before, like after just like reading a little bit on this, like on the Israel and Palestine conflict, I personally cannot pick a side. I personally believe that, I mean, with the way things are going, they're going to continue to fight. Would I appreciate a ceasefire where them stop fighting and eventually they can find a way to have peace? I absolutely would. Because as I said before, me personally, I want both sides, Israel and Palestine, to have peace. But unfortunately, there is a situation where people look at this like people are on each side and they're like, we don't want peace, we want justice. It's like, dude, are you sure you want justice or do you want revenge? Because the way things are going about with you trying to get justice doesn't seem to be fucking working. Considering how long both Israel and Palestine have been, in constant fucking conflict. So, all in all, I am an individual that wants peace. Just like a lot of other people want peace.
Be brave.
What does he think that I want and you want?
He said it. They say, and they want us. We want all Palestinians to die. That's what they say.
Why would
Why?
they think that? When did I ever say anything like that? Indicate anything like that? And why would they think that anybody in Israel even wants that? Everybody just wants to move on and be able to live their life.
People want peace. People want peace. They again. People want, for the most part, I know it's like almost fairy tale. It's almost like unrealistic. But really, it would be nice. It'd be, in a sense, it would be, it would be nice if, to an extent, or for the most part, there was a peaceful resolution to Israel and Palestine. And it got to the point where, for fucking once, they stopped finding reasons to fucking attack each other. Stepping away from, I want to say, and let's face it, this is probably a big factor. Stepping away from religious dogma, and ultimately finding a middle ground to basically rebuild on both sides. Just both sides coming together and just talking about their issues and finding a way to ultimately find peace. But like I said, they've been in conflict for so long, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Everybody wants peace. You're not special for wanting peace. You know that, right?
He's brave.
Yeah.
I love how he
Like that's like the
congratulates.
obvious state.
He's so congratulatory of himself. We are brave enough to come out to cheers and adoration. of
He's not the
everyone
first
here.
one that wants peace.
What is brave is to leave that tweet up. That is brave. I'll say that
Yeah.
about the CPS.
I agree with her on that.
Absolutely, they should see that too.
To claim to be some kind of an activist and also be joking about CPS on your Twitter,
Yeah.
that's brave.
And by the way, this I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing based on his MO and the timing and everything. I am pretty sure Bad Empanada was involved in the CPS brawl.
Possibly.
I mean, he's saying he was. I don't know if I should believe a word that comes out
Yeah,
of
he
his
said.
mouth, but
He said.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, as they just mentioned, I mean, he's got a ton of freaking, X accounts and, a lot of social media accounts that he uses to dox people. So there's a good chance he probably did do that.
he's saying he was. So.
And then Matt had him on his show. That's fucking epic, bro.
Yeah.
He was for sure involved in agitating for it and promoting it everywhere. And
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it, so, yeah.
If it wasn't him, it was his intention. I think was to foment enough excitement that somebody eventually did it.
Brave enough to demand an immediate ceasefire.
Yes, this man is so brave. Just speaking objectively, what is brave about what he's doing right now? He's
Who is he
there
demanding it from?
from question. I don't know.
Okay.
Karen Bassin? I don't know.
I'm
Mayor
not
of LA?
speaking to you as a representative of all Jews. I am a bad representative.
Why'd you even say that?
Like, why would you be on the mic if you're a bad representative? Like, why?
Like, bro, he's playing the token card.
Wait, are you saying that Jews don't want ceasefire?
No, he says I'm not a representative of all Jews because he's probably accused
Yeah,
of
but
being
so
a
far
token.
all he said that he wants ceasefire, but then that does not represent all Jewish people.
Well, and also the entire crutch of his speech so far after the beginning, the first 30 seconds, is that he's Jewish.
Yeah.
I'm Jewish. Yes, I don't represent all Jewish people, but I am Jewish, and I'm out here with other Jewish people.
I'm the one that wants ceasefire, but not those other Jewish evil people.
Mhm.
Like, what do you think everybody wants, dumbass?
But honestly, that's even defensible. Having Bad Empanada on is not.
It's not
Yeah.
defensible.
Like that's a defensible position. Be like, yeah, I'm Jewish, and whatever. Spend me like a fucking token. It's fine.
I came from a secular family, and
I am not. I am from a secular family. I come in peace.
the closest thing I got to a bar mitzvah is when I was 13, and I one time saw my dad send back soup for not being hot enough.
Yes, Jewish jokes.
Jewish jokes.
You know, when I was in high school, I used to do a lot of Jewish jokes, self-deprecating Jewish.
I want to, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, why make jokes? I mean, it seems like people are in a protest. Like, people are, what? It just seems like, I mean, from what we're seeing right now, it just seems like the guy wanted just a minute on his moment, his minute of the spotlight. It's, I want to say it almost seems very, actually no, it's not almost, it's I want to say disrespectful. It's disrespectful that he's taking this time, especially during a protest, to kind of get his like little 1 minute of fame.
Jokes because it got big laughter, and I felt funny, and I felt validated. But after a certain while, you're like, wait, these people are laughing because these are Jewish stereotypes, and at the root of it is like some prejudice. When you joke about Jews being cheap or Jews sending back soup or whatever the fuck, people are laughing at negative stereotypes, and that's the cheapest laugh you can get.
Yeah.
As a comedian in high school, I recognized what I was doing, and I stopped, and I almost never will do these Jewish self-deprecating jokes.
You were
Will
able to recognize it at high school.
Yeah, it felt weird, and I felt it was killing every time. It made me suspicious. People were loving it. They were loving the self-deprecating Jewish jokes, and it started to make me feel weird and bad.
And then when you start doing stuff like that, it then opens the door for other people to say it to you, and then it makes you feel worse.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's like,
And then
totally,
when somebody
bro.
else does it and they're not Jewish, it's like, ew.
that's why, yeah.
Ew.
Now, I'm not saying I've never done Jewish self-deprecating jokes. I'm sure I have here and there, but I consciously almost never go that path. And this is just pathetic, dude. This guy's opening with that shit, bro. I'm a Jewish. Yeah, and also, let me hit you with my favorite Jewish joke right off the gate.
What the heck?
Cheap. Are we right?
When does he start talking about how do we get ceasefire?
We're getting there apparently.
Hopefully.
You killed it, bro. What a hack. He's a comedian, by the way. Quote unquote.
The Holocaust Museum. That was the thing that happened.
He gave back soup at the Holocaust Museum.
Wow, you guys so far.
Dude, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, that was lame, and Team 4 Star did a better joke about the Holocaust Museum. I mean, let's face it. Like when you have like Helsing, where you have freaking Nazi vampires, and they're discussing the things they're gonna destroy, like freaking London Bridge, Parliament, and then like the Holocaust Museum. I love the reaction that they did. We're like, leave it be. No one will deny what we did. It's like, dude, that was a better fucking joke. Cause, dude, it's fucking horrible what the Nazis did. This was kind of that kind of joke was lame. It was lame.
You're so brave to be there and tell jokes and just
And the Holocaust.
Also, can I say something? I think I'm gonna call out the bullshit. I kind of find it hilarious that some people are allowed to make fun of like joke about Nazis and the Holocaust and shit like that. But when you have people like PewDiePie that made freaking Nazi jokes, then all of a sudden it was bad. Because I think that was one of the big like things that people like kind of called him out for, was making, oh, you're making fun of the Nazis. It's like, well, of course you're gonna make fun of the fucking Nazis. They were terrible fucking people. I mean, come on, like, I like, I'm trying to understand the freaking. It goes back to like, oh, rights for me, not for thee, type situation where you're allowed to do a certain thing, but other people can't. Like, no, fucker, you can't. You can't exclude people from doing something.
Really brave.
Don't get me started on the
Especially if it's comedy.
Or like the Museum of Lies. Actually, that's funnily not even. This guy's so fucked.
Very embarrassing for me as I watched the Gentiles.
Bro, we're literally halfway through.
Yeah, we're
all you
halfway
talked
through.
about is being Jewish.
Just talking about himself.
Like, talk about what the hell.
Look at each other.
He's gonna give them his business card at the end. Make sure to follow me
Oh Lord,
Yeah, open mic
for more
later tonight.
material.
Yeah,
this is
I'm
so
I'm
embarrassing.
Funny Jew. Like, follow me on Instagram. Funny Jew, not Zionist in parentheses.
Stay brave, everybody.
Stay brave, y'all.
Stay brave. Okay.
I didn't even mean to watch this. This is just what he pinned, so I was kind of curious what the fuck it was.
Should we move on to
Yeah,
other
that's
stuff?
I mean, if I've done like Jewish jokes about like, usually when I do it, it's with other Jewish people. That's where I find that I feel comfortable doing it. I was doing it with Stein. Yeah. When Stein was here, we were doing like Jewish shtick with each other
Right.
because that's a
You're
joke
both-
that we can share. It's in the
yeah.
family, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because I remember seeing posts on Snark of people being like, "Oh, really? Look how anti-Semitic Ethan is doing Jew jokes with Steiny." I'm like,
Yeah.
you people are so lost. So yeah, me doing Jewish jokes on a comedy podcast versus him going out to a protest on the soapbox, doing Jew jokes to a bunch of people protesting Israel, is not it.
Yeah.
Vibes for sure.
The vibes are not the same.
Screaming about soup and wondering if it was a test. At that moment, I became a man. I do not represent all Jews. No single person represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
I think this is another weird thing.
Oh my
Israel
God.
Israel, this is a lie that I see Hassan and people pander. They say that Israel's going to war on behalf of Judaism. They have never. I don't believe that that's ever been stated, and I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like. I think Israel says it's a place where Jews can go.
Yeah.
I don't think that Israel said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's a stance. We're like, hey, displacing Palestinians is all Jewish people. Like, I just don't understand that comparison.
Again, I just love that this is a guy that grew up in LA
Yeah.
telling me about
I mean, your family
Israel.
fled from fucking persecution.
A guy who's more likely had a good life and has not been in any conflict, it seems.
Arab countries.
Israel is more diverse than everything you've probably ever seen. But yeah, it's
I don't know
apparent-
that he grew up in LA. I don't know, unless he said that.
Let's see.
But
I was born just outside of Los Angeles 34 years ago and
Calabasas?
grew up in the rough tumble streets of just outside of Culver City. West LA.
Yeah, so he's never been to Israel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the guy that's here to tell me about how Israel is doesn't represent only Jewish people.
That's what I've noticed. A lot of people like him, they have no like, they don't understand why like what Israel has done for like the refugees around the world that had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, because I mean, according to history, especially during the time of the Holocaust, I mean, many people of the Jewish community were basically pushed out of their a lot of them were pushed out of the countries that they lived in or states or wherever, and a lot of them had to go to locations like Israel or US, but mostly Israel. And even then they were still dealing with conflict with like after Israel was established, they still had to deal with conflict with other, areas or other communities.
Like this guy straight up one state, you know what I mean? Like as radical as you get.
Especially not the state of Israel.
Israel never claimed to represent all Jews.
Possibly
Literally shadow boxing.
The fuck?
That is why I'm here. I am tired of Israel claiming to represent me.
They have never claimed to represent you.
claimed to represent you.
It doesn't seem like
Try
that.
to make a point that doesn't revolve around you being Jewish. Are you capable of doing that, or is
When
it
is
the
he
full
getting
identity?
to the point about like how do we get the peace to happen?
Yeah.
It doesn't come up. It's just about him being a righteous Jew.
My family, my friends, my pets.
My pets are bar mitzvah, so talk to the hand, biatch.
My existence is inextricably linked to their existence. The existence
Unlinked,
of
brother.
the Jewish people.
Let's unlink.
Oh, 3 hours ago.
I don't want to be linked to you.
Oh, he's trying to get ahead of the episode. Well, he got mad that I looked too hot in the thumbnail and changed it. Well, let's be fair. You definitely don't look like that.
I know what. That's funny.
Let's be fair, bro. I've seen what you look like. That's more accurate. Let's be real. I mean, come on, dog. I don't know where you got this picture, love.
Okay, you're gonna laugh. That's like a profile picture. What's it called when you take photos for like LinkedIn? It's like
Professional, like a headshot.
Yeah, headshot. It was an official headshot he put out. So I was like, let me find something.
This dude really thinks he's Esteban.
The new one is from his podcast recently, so it's still him.
Yeah, it's more accurate.
Honestly, the first one I wouldn't know that that's him.
Right, that's why I changed the name, because when it was small, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Matt Leave. Everybody who works for Big Mythical Morning. What a fucking piece of shit, weirdo, freak, little token boy is he. And I can call him Token because I mean he's like, hey guys, I'm the Token. Anyone want to hear some Jew jokes? Gather around. My grandfather once returned soup.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem kind of disrespectful. It really does.
Have you guys heard about the new Jewish car?
Oh, they're playing the Good Mythical Morning theme.
Talk about it. So, do you want to see the comments from the
That is
GMM?
one of my favorites.
pretty
yeah. Do y'all want to know why Jews have big noses? Anyone want to take a guess? Anybody? Because air is free.
It does seem. I'll say. I can only imagine, like, the effect of, like, all this shit is taking on Ethan Klein and his family, considering that, well, again, dealing with the drama with Hassan, as well as, people, calling CPS on his kids. I can probably guess how pissed off this guy is. And honestly, I couldn't blame him. I couldn't blame him for being irritated. I mean, again, regardless of whether you love or hate Ethan Klein, I mean, that kind of behavior is still not, it's not okay, and it's not justified. And no way, shape, or hell that you can, try to, justify why, whoever did it, why you called Child Protective Services on Ethan Klein. There's no way. And I want to say this too. Any of the people on TikTok, and mainly on TikTok, that went out of their way to say that Ethan Klein should have had to have his kids taken away. Yeah, no, you guys need to look in a mirror, and you guys need to, a lot of you guys need to get help, honestly.
missed. What a dumbass bitch loser.
Hmm.
I'm happy to see that people are tuning in. Oh yeah, on that episode with Matt Lieb on it, I'm actually really happy to see people were voicing their concern about him being there. Bad Empanada was one of them. He said, "Trust the plan. I am control. I'm in control." With some computer language that.
Is he trying to pretend to be Bob?
Anything as far as I know.
Okay.
Maybe get Bad Empanada tomorrow. Later's gonna comment this. Please watch the latest H3 video and do your own research on your employees. Is that a Hamas supporter? He said to say, but I don't think I continue supporting God, blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm very proud of you guys. He absolutely should be fired. I can't believe you're trying to get him fired from his job.
That's gonna be the comments, I bet. Like, if I were to look down, like, that's probably gonna be something like, I can't believe you're trying to get him fired from his job. Like, dude, I mean, like I said, Rhett and Link, I mean, from what I've seen, a lot of their stuff is really fucking wholesome. Like, I want to say, like, their brand is family friendly. And to have, like, a member of their cast, you know, doing something like this, I mean, it kind of contradicts what they're going for their own, you know, platform. So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Rhett and Link, like, once they saw all that, they would take action.
In my hot take, I don't think he like necessarily should be fired, but just don't put him on the air anymore.
Yeah.
Don't put him on his show.
I think it should be.
You know, I would kind of agree with that too.
I'm a fan of the show, and it's always been so wholesome, so
And we're
family
friendly
friendly.
with them, those two guys.
I don't think he represents the show, and I don't think it's good for the show to be associated with somebody like this. I don't.
I would agree with that too.
Even what he does in his private life, being on their show is bad enough, but once again, sitting across from Bad Empanada disqualifies you from working at fucking Good Mythical Morning, period.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, I think if Red and Link got CPS calling them, and one of us were celebrating it, I think we would be fired.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm glad that happened.
I would be like, what the fuck?
There
is wrong
are,
with you?
there are lines that cannot be crossed.
Yeah, and I told you guys, I'm not playing fucking clean anymore. Anyone that supports this shit, anyone that supports this even a little bit is coming down. Is going down as much as I can take it. I'm in the dirt. I'm fighting. There's no prisoners anymore. You know, fuck Matt Lieb. Get fired, bitch.
And I saw some people argue that it's outside of work and got fired for it. There was a history 4 years ago where someone from GMM got fired for tweeting about John Krasinski, I believe. And she got
Unabomber?
No, he's the actor from The Office and Quiet Place.
Wait, don't they have a super similar name?
I mean, I get it.
Wait, what did they say about Jim Halpert?
I think she was saying that she was gonna. I don't recall the comments, but I do recall that she talked bad about them. She got fired over that. Like, it was a little too much. It was inappropriate.
If they have this history, then for sure I agree that they should follow the same flow with firing other people for harassing
I don't think it's unusual to fire people for stuff they do off the job. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it is unusual, but it's also.
We updated our thumbnail.
Yeah, I got you, Matt. I'm sorry about the mix-up.
Oh God.
It's crazy. I feel like he just finished a pie or something. He just burned his mouth on a hot pie.
You, bro. I got you.
Oh, this was from our. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. Here's Matt Lieb
Allowing for it.
watching with Frogan. By the way, after the Sabra tier list that anyone of sane mind knows was like deeply anti-Semitic, he brought her on his show to run defense for her. Once again, as the token Jew. As a Jew, I personally think it's ridiculous that he was offended. It's like, can you just share an opinion without starting as a Jew, you fucking pathetic tokenized bitch?
Allowing for it, because at the end of the day, and this is not uncommon, it's not just him, but you know, the value of human life here goes far in favor of the Love Sabra category, if you know what I mean. Like,
by the way, simultaneously, by the way,
Like, so does it mean what we think it means?
yes,
Does it not?
he's simultaneously
Can we pick?
agreeing that they use Sabra to represent Jewish people, while saying, as a Jew, I'm not offended, while also saying that I'm a Jewish supremacist and I value Jewish life more than Palestinian life.
Loves Sabra category, if you know what I mean. Like, for him specifically, it's like, you know, it's Jews are the more worthy of the land, you know.
Based on what? You don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
This is the first
That
time I
is
heard of
not.
this guy.
That is not what people think.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, first of all,
You're a white guy.
That's really weird.
How dare you say that about me? Like, based on what? That's fucking insane.
That is
Of
not
course I
what
don't
we
believe that.
think, and that is not what people in Israel think. We all.
I mean, some. There's radicals everywhere.
Yeah, fine.
Not the majority.
There is
not,
some.
I know people say that. Not the
don't
majority.
Care. Yes, there is some of this and some of that everywhere.
The majority do not think that in Israel, for sure.
The majority is that we all respect each other there.
Yeah, that's just unacceptable to say that. And, well, he's a piece of shit, and he should be fired. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys continue to reach out and let him know that we ain't good with all that business.
Good Lord. So, final thoughts. I think I said it before, and I've repeated it, but, I mean, I think with Good Mythical Morning, I mean, they ultimately have a very wholesome, like, have tried to set up a very wholesome, like, platform for their audiences. And have people like that go out of their way to basically, you know, I want to say take part in acts of harassment towards another community. I wouldn't be surprised if they took action. Whether you love Ethan Klein or hate him, I mean, shit like that isn't deserved, unless he actually deserve. I want to say, well, no, even then, he doesn't deserve the harassment. Whether you like him or hate him, whether he did something wrong, that kind of thing, where if people are calling, you know, Child Protective Services on him, taking part in the Snark Reddit, I mean, honestly, that shit's not okay. Really isn't. And again, calling Child Protective Services on somebody that you hate or don't approve of, you know, honestly, is a waste of government resources, and the individual that made the call should be criminally charged for what they did. So, anyway, I think for now I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, it's all in the description down below, as well as checking our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you guys next video.